How's it going, everyone? In this video, I'm going to be discussing the LED version of the H2 fog light bulb, which is here next to a 55 watt halogen bulb as installed in a Marshall SEV Model 750 fog light. And in this case, it's installed on a 1984 Mustang GT. So I've been looking for quite a while for LED replacement for this bulb, and a couple months ago I found a company in the UK that's selling these. So I went ahead and ordered one, and once it arrived, I kind of compared the two and noticed they are very similar in height. The LED version is almost 1/8 of an inch longer, but it still fits inside the lens housing of the Marshall fog light. So overall, it does have a good fit into the base. It doesn't interfere with the shielding for the light, the anti-glare shield. I'm not exactly sure what it's called, but it's a metal mask inside of the reflector to prevent blinding oncoming drivers. So it definitely clears that, even though it's a little bit longer. The biggest thing that I noticed was the filament on this lamp is in a different place than the LED on this lamp. This does create some interesting light patterns, which I will show you in just a moment here. The bulb itself emits a cool whitish blue light versus the orange glow that the halogens produce. These have 6 LEDs total. There's 4 around the perimeter at 90-degree intervals, and there are 2 in the front, which in the case of the Marshall fog lights, the front ones are basically obscured by the anti-glare shield inside the reflector. The fit into the base is exactly like the H2 halogen. Snaps nice and snug right into place. On road testing, when I took it out, I could not really see a light being cast by this bulb. When looking directly at the light, it does look as bright as the halogen, but it just doesn't seem to function as an actual driving or fog light. Now, with that said, I believe some of that has to do with the way the filament is lined up with the reflector, which you can see here in this image. This first one here, you can see 3 distinct stripes. That's with the LED bulb installed in the factory location. And in this image, the lamp is moved out away from the reflector approximately 1/8 of an inch, which creates a more single and solid beam pattern. Now, I thought about trying to create a spacer to correct the filament alignment, but the distance between the bottom of the base and the back of the fog light housing is less than 1/8 of an inch. So there's just not enough room to space this bulb out to where it's lined up in the same focal point that the halogen filament uses. Other than that, it's a really cool upgrade, but it's more looks than function. So if you've upgraded your headlights to a modern sealed beam halogen that has a wider light, these would be a good choice to make them match up better. With that said, let's get these installed and I'll show you what they look like on the car. Alright, so this is going to be a comparison of the two different lights. This first one's going to be with the stock 55-watt lamps. Fog lamps only. Fog lamps with headlights. This is the beam pattern with the halogen lamps. Here I have the LED installed in one side and a standard halogen in the other. First is fog lights only. The next will be with headlights. Now it's pretty apparent the color difference between the LED, which is on the left side of the screen, and the halogen, which is on the right side of the screen. Overall brightness, they do seem fairly similar. At this time, I'm going to switch to both LEDs and show you the beam pattern. Here are the fog lights. Now both have the LED bulbs in them. And with headlights on, and here's the beam pattern. It's somewhat unusual in that it has the main beam through the center. There's also a shorter upper and lower beam. So the takeaway from this is if you're looking for an LED alternative to an H2 light bulb, this is currently the only option that I've been able to find. It is a bright light when you're looking directly at the source or at the lamp. However, it does not cast a very bright light as far as driving on the street. I tried to video it, but the video couldn't even pick up the light. So I decided not to put it into this video. Other than that, it fits very well into the base. It fits very well into the reflector. Does not interfere with the mask or the anti-glare shield inside the lens. And being LED, it should last quite some time. I hope this video has helped you guys out. If you would like to know where these came from, if you've tried this lamp and you have it installed in other manufacturers' lighting enclosures, I'd like to hear what your experiences are. You can leave comments down below, and please like and subscribe. Thanks, and happy driving.